Biafra, superstars, media.
Neboneti, caro, caro, caro neti, neboneti, oh, caro, caro, caro neti, oh, nebo, superstar neti, Yoruba Nation, Koiki neti, oh, Biafra, superstar neti, Koiki media, Koiki neti, oh, superstar media, Simon neti, Biafra, lay. All eyes on the sun. Simon neti, oh. Biafra, 2nd of December. All eyes on the sun. Igboho neti, Oduduwa, lay. Oduduwa, Yoruba Nation. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Biafra Superstars Media. Today, I will be presenting a friend, a man I appreciate, a man I have come to know, and a man I hold in the very high esteem. I speak of no other than the one they call the Biafran Golden Child. Today, he'll be speaking on the Yoruba Union, the new concept where they have come to declare that Tinubu must go, Jagaban must go. So today, I will speak in this preamble as a good neighbor. I am calling out on Koiki Media to make sure this message gets to Chief Sunday Igboho, aka Adeyemo. Koiki Media, are you aware of this organization known as the Yoruba Union? They are calling for the man they call Jagaban to step aside. They are calling for him to resign. Hence, I am calling upon the Yoruba nation for them to be aware about what is happening in the damnable Zoo Republic. If you ask me, they may be an ally that the Yoruba nation can work with. But it's up to you to assess their capability, their capacity, and what has made them to come out to make such a clarion pronouncement. Without any much further ado, while I'm still on holiday, I shall be back tomorrow, God willing. Fellow Biafrans, as a good neighbor, you know me, I always speak from the perspective of a good neighbor. So I one more time want to introduce my very good friend, the Biafran Golden Child, to share his perspective on this new call by the Yoruba Union. It's a new one. Yoruba Union. They have called for the resignation of Tinubu in that Zoo Republic. Without any much further ado, I present to you the Biafran Golden Child. Thank you.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what part of the continent you're hearing my voice from. Yeah, this is the Biafra Golden Child, and as always, I'm super glad, to have this opportunity to interact with our people, fellow Biafrans, especially through the Biafra Superstar media. So I'm happy to be with you guys. I hope you're all doing okay. Yeah, good to good to know you're all doing okay. Yeah, this morning I am talking about a recent development. In fact, something that happened since the past 24 hours. My attention was drawn to a communique issued by a, a pan-Yoruba organization that calls itself the Yoruba Union. The Yoruba Union, otherwise known as Igbinimo Majeko Baje Ile Yoruba. Yes, this union has demanded the outright resignation of President Bola Tinubu in response to rising fuel prices and worsening hunger affecting the southwest region and Nigeria as a whole. The union has expressed serious concerns over the economic policies of Tinubu's administration, accusing it of deepening poverty and turning many Nigerians into beggars. Yes, they have condemned the enforcement of IMF policies, which they argue have stifled both small and large businesses and severely impacted the Yoruba people. In a statement issued late on Sunday by convener Olushola Oluwaseyi Badero, the union criticized the government for allowing fuel prices to soar from 600 naira to 900, while many Nigerians struggle to afford basic necessities. Badero emphasized that the Yoruba people, traditionally known for their culture of Omoluabi, otherwise honor and integrity people, have been drawn or driven to begging due to the administration's detrimental policies. He stated, we not only demand Tinubu's resignation, but also an apology to the Yoruba people for tarnishing their integrity. Our communities face rampant kidnappings and violence, and they can no longer farm or secure their livelihoods, he said. But they also highlighted Tinubu's failure to live up to his campaign promises, recalling how he pledged to reduce fuel prices during his campaign in Ogun State, but instead raised them shortly after taking office. And so Badero said Tinubu has run out of ideas and should resign honorably. Nigeria is not his family business. He cannot raise prices at will. He said our citizens are struggling to send their children to school with the cost of rice soaring to 80,000 naira. Many families can barely afford basic meals. Additionally, most southwestern states have yet to implement the new minimum wage. The union stated its commitment to not passively watching its people suffer, even under a fellow Yoruba president. We are the Omoluabi, a people of honor. We will not tolerate anyone who dishonors the Yoruba nation by subjecting our people to modern-day slavery. The union also criticized Tinubu for allegedly splurging on luxury items such as a new presidential jet, a yacht, a bulletproof vehicle, and bulletproof vehicles, while raising fuel prices and enacting policies that further impoverish the populace. They urge Yoruba people across Nigeria to join the October protest and legally voice their discontent with Tinubu's administration. Badero added that the Tinubu administration has failed the people, and the Yoruba Union is committed to safeguarding the interests of the Yoruba who have been oppressed by the current regime. Following the recent harsh and bad governance Nigeria protests held from August 4th to 10, 2024, organizers are preparing for another series of demonstrations scheduled for October, dubbed Fearless in October. The upcoming wave of protest aims to build on the momentum created by the previous movement and amplify calls for genuine change. Damilare Adenola, Director of Mobilization for the Take It Back movement, confirmed plans for the October demonstrations. According to Ademola, the protests will leverage the achievements and lessons from the August protest to increase pressure on the government to address urgent national issues and promote accountable governance. Promote accountable governance. Yes. My dear people of Biafra, I decided to highlight this communique issued by a pan-Yoruba body and a Yoruba organization, because all the while Nigerians have been talking about the general hardship in the country, when everybody, including our elderly, including our civilians, including our civil servants, including our youths and our mothers, have been crying and calling for a reprieve from this government by way of lessening the cost of living, especially because of high incidence of corruption and insecurity. Food supplies have dwindled to the barest minimum, such that the cost of food items have skyrocketed way beyond the reach of the common man. People have been talking about this all this while, and the kit and kin of the president, the Yoruba, so to speak, the Southwest, had initially been telling everybody to give the president the time, give him some time. They had always, responded, to any criticism of the president that, look, it's just within a year, it's 365 days. That is too early and not enough time to pass any evaluative decision or rating of the president. They said, give him some more time. Emilio Con has just arrived the scene. Give him some more time. Most of the things you're seeing now were from after effects of the former administration of General Buhari, Muhammadu Buhari. So that is what you guys are seeing. Emilio Con has not started at all. And so Nigerians were, very, very disappointed and highly embarrassed, because they thought, well, even if you are APC members, even if you are Yorubas like the president, but you buy from the same shops that we buy. You buy from the same filling stations that we buy from. You buy from the same markets that we buy from. There's no special market because you are an APC card carrying member. There's no special fuel station being run for strictly APC members. And so Nigerians were very much irritated when the kid and king, fellow Yorubas of, who are kindreds of the president, continue to tell us to be patient. So you can imagine how Nigerians are flabbergasted and highly, they are out, they are, particularly, shocked at the kind of communique being issued by this Yoruba Union, calling for the resignation and, outright, policy reversal by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. In a nutshell, I want to tell this convenance that yes, you guys you've done well. At least you've been bold enough to call a spade a spade. You've been bold enough, to tell Mr. President that what he's doing in recent times negates his promises during his campaign. I mean, for a man who said he was going to reduce the cost of fuel in this country, during his campaign, the man who said electricity will be everywhere. There will be zero tolerance for power cuts. Nigerians are highly, demoralized and demotivated. That from the very inception, when he was inaugurated as a president, the first greeting, the first sentence he made to Nigerians, while accepting that, the presidency, was a presidential speech. The first statement he made was, fuel subsidy is removed. Fuel subsidy is removed. Yes, and people thought maybe this guy was teasing. People thought probably, he knew something we didn't know. A lot of people thought maybe he had a magic wand, with which was going to hit the ground and fuel will revert to zero or things will normalize. But unfortunately, we have seen that ever since that inauguration, 29th of May, till date, the fuel price has continued to soar and soar above the reach of the common man. I mean, in recent times, the shortages have created so much pandemonium, so much insecurity in the land, so much devastating negative influences. I mean, hardship had become very rampant. I mean, if there's no fuel, how do you move products to the cities? How do you move tomato, for instance, from Niger State to Lagos State to Ketu My 12 for it to reach other people? How do you move yam tubers from Benue, Makodi down to Lagos or to Enugu or to Ibadan? Yeah, how do you move the meat, the cow, from Sokoto down to Lagos or to Ibadan or the rest of the country? So because fuel is involved, we have seen a situation where every price of commodities have skyrocketed. A common gari made from cassava, because cassava cannot easily now be, transported from the areas where they are habitually planted and from where they are generated, in large quantities, down to the urban areas. Gari has become, a product that is beyond the reach of the common man. What of rice? Rice that used to sell for, probably 30,000, 25,000 for a bag, even 20,000 for a bag, now 85,000. So when this Yoruba group came out now to remind Nigerians, yes, this man is a Yoruba, but we are saying he should resign because he appears to be clueless. All his econometrics, if we want to say that, all his Tinubu metrics have failed to yield any reasonable and positive rewards. Instead, it has sent Nigeria backwards for over 60 years. It's a silent commentary coming from a Yoruba group. I mean, here they are, reminiscing on former administrations in the past and telling their brother, their father, their president that, look, things cannot continue like this. If you have to be there, you have to be people-oriented in your actions and your policies. You have to consider the, situation of the poor masses. They reminded the president that a lot of people are withdrawing their children. A lot of families are withdrawing their children from school now because, of course, they cannot pay the school fees. Because, of course, they cannot afford the transport to take their children to school. Of course, they can't feed their children, let alone guarantee them 3 square meals a day. I mean, why send a child to school when he will be in hunger, when he has not tasted food all day? Is he going to learn, or is he going to be, perturbed and physically and mentally, disturbed because of the hunger pangs in his stomach? So this group they have told the president the truth. Actually, they've told him the truth. They've told him their mind. Get out of Asorok if you can't, guarantee an administration that can yield positive results for this country. That you have created the most worsening standard in the history of this country, where insecurity has become, day-to-day activity. I mean, people are being kidnapped now from churches, from mosques, even from schools. It doesn't matter your age now. A child is kidnapped, a toddler is kidnapped, a teenager is kidnapped. Pastors, they have wives and children kidnapped. Emirs are being kidnapped. Traditional rulers are being kidnapped, and the ransom is demanded. Even when such ransoms are paid fully or halfway, the kidnapped, victims are eventually killed. Their bodies dumped in gutters. This has become a rampant trend all over Nigeria. And so this group are calling on the man who said, Emilokon, it's my turn. The man who said, I'm the Jagaban. Yes, the man who said, I'll hit the ground running. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. They are calling on him, do the needful, or please resign, let somebody who is capable take over. And they have equally threatened to join the October another series of protests that is coming up in October. Said that they are joining it because the 10 days end #end bad governance strike or protest didn't seem to have taught this administration any lesson. They felt that, look, okay, we're going to continue from that. We are going to take it up top notch now. We're going to move it to another level. It has become apparent that you are not listening to Nigerians. The youth have spoken to you. They have come in peaceful protest between 1st of August to the 10th August. And they led peacefully. And yet you haven't learned. Now we are going to guarantee you, we are informing you now that come 1st October, the fearless protest, yes, fearless, will come up. And this time around, it will not be a child's play. It may not be a child's play. So, my fellow Biafrans, I think all the while we have been talking about bad governance in this country. We have been talking about people who desire political offices, not because of what they can offer, but because of what they see or they intend to gain from holding political positions. I mean, they said leadership is service. That's what we got to know. Leadership is serving your people. It's coming in and making changes. Leadership is looking for needs to be satisfied and making sure such needs are satisfied. Leadership is creating enabling environment for business to thrive. Leadership is creating enabling environment, for the country to move forward. Leadership is making the schools to school and promote educational engagements. Leadership is making hospitals to, function and ameliorate health challenges of its people and provide much needed healthcare. Leadership is about making the power sector, to promote and comfortably do their job, ensuring that the power flows without interruptions. Leadership is making sure that civil servants do their job diligently, and at the end of the day, they are assured of their minimum wage. All those are what leadership is. Leadership is, of course, making sure that the government looks into the price of commodities with a view to making sure that these prices are pocket-friendly, people-friendly, and, that foodstuffs and all that will be available to the masses. Unfortunately, what we now find as leadership, what we are now seeing as this current administration is where people take up political offices because they want to aggrandize their pockets. They want self-aggrandizement. I mean, we are hearing of buying private jets, yachts, private bulletproof vehicles, SUVs. I mean, every senator is trying to undo the order. Every governor is trying to do the order in the kind of luxurious purchases they make. Everybody seems to want to be in the news for spending the highest funds on things that are not particularly urgent. Quote and unquote, frivolous things for now, because the basic necessities of this country, is food, shelter, and security. We don't have it. The foods are no longer there because insecurity and corruption, kidnappings have made farmers flee their farms, their farm yards or farmlands. I mean, every other day farmers are being kidnapped when they go to tend their crops. And sometimes they are killed. Sometimes their children are kidnapped. Sometimes their daughters, their wives are raped, gang raped. Sometimes the farmer himself is killed. So how do you expect him to go to farm? A lot of people are in dread of their farms. And what happens is that these insurgents, these Boko Haram people, these kidnappers go to these farms, harvest these products, and many a time, because of the porous nature of our borders, they move these things to Chad, to Niger, to Cameroon, and outside this country. This is somebody's farm. This is somebody's agricultural produce. So food shortages must endure because of these challenges. So the farmer can no longer farm. He runs back to the village and hide himself. Sometimes farmers are made to pay ransom. You want to farm today, pay some money. You want to harvest crops, give us our portion. Either you give us in terms of cash or you give us in terms of produce. And these farmers, they are lucky. Some of them are just lucky to flee and to save their lives. And the government has done nothing about it. So food, shelter, and security are basic essentials of life. Let's look in the region of shelter. How many people have roofs over their head? How many people can boast of a comfortable bed or room to sleep at the end of night activities? A lot of people have been thrown out of their houses. Landlords have taken people to court and thrown them out because of inability to pay their rents. A lot of houses have been marked for demolition because the government said it lacks certain structural inadequacies or certain structural engineering, structural provisions were neglected. But these were duly certified, and these buildings were duly certified to be developed. In Amuwo Odofin alone, we're told that over 9,000 houses have been earmarked for demolition, including the Festac area. Buildings that people built with their money, hard-earned money that run into millions, multi-millions, will be demolished because one, possibly they didn't get the enabling certification and approval from the government and all that. A lot of people feel these are politically motivated. A lot of people feel that sometimes certain tribes are targeted. Owners from certain regions are targeted. Is this what the government should do? When you should guarantee your people shelter? When there are no homes for enough people, you are demolishing the ones that were built with hard-earned money. I mean, is it one step forward, 50 steps backwards? I don't get it. Our leaders go overseas. They see what is happening there. They see how a country, a leadership, would decide to, build houses for the poor, build estates for the people, so that you don't need to depend on private initiative. You don't depend on one single landlord who comes every day like an emperor and increase your rents. Governments build these houses and subsidize it for its citizens. What happened to Nigeria? All the money we've been making from oil, all the trillions being stolen by individuals. These monies that have been, secretly stolen and sent to the coffers overseas, can it not be used to build estates, provide housing for the poor at subsidized rates? You cannot guarantee your people food, shelter, and security. And you want Nigerians to continue to accept your government as the best thing that happened to them? That's very, very strange. Yeah, I don't know. It's except we are not thinking right. I don't know who can imagine that this kind of fallacies will not be detected. Look at insecurity. Nigeria has been described in fact, somebody, a world body rated Nigeria as the fourth most insecure country in the world. I mean, this is a place where you're just leaving even entering your house from your day's job, end of the day's activities, you are whisked from your gate. This moment your children are going to school, the next one they're in Sambisa forest. You're going to church to pray to your God. You're going to mosques to pray to Almighty Allah. And the next thing you're doing, somebody comes in, insurgents comes in with a big truck and gather every worshipper away, right in front of the police, right in front of the army. Day in, day out, we're hearing of people who are kidnapped. Even when ransoms are paid, some of them are killed. It's a sad one. This Nigerian government cannot provide basic essentialities of life: food, water, and shelter. What of water? Basically all over Nigeria now, individuals are providing water for themselves. People build their own boreholes. The communities contribute money and build a borehole for the community. Government has reneged on these activities. These are basic provisions that the government should make for its people. Now, individuals are the ones who are providing these things. And then you want people to clap for you. You want people to say you are the number one. You like people to call you the Jagaba, Emilokon, It is my turn, president. It doesn't happen that way. And so when this Yoruba group came up yesterday, Sunday, to say that, yes, we are Yoruba like Mr. President, but we are disappointed at him. They said the average Yoruba, the mantra for the Yorubas is men of honor and respect. Said this man has not shown any honor, he has not shown respect. He has turned the whole Nigeria, including his own region, into slavery. Nigerians are beggars now. They are beggars like Somalian refugees. They are beggars everywhere because they cannot feed, they cannot take care of themselves. Health facilities is down to zero. Basic medicines you cannot get for your children. The polio thing that came up last time has killed so many people because of lack of access to medical care. I mean, when will Nigerian citizens heave a sigh of relief? When are we going to feel and experience the dividends of governance, the so-called dividends of democracy? When? And so this pan-Yoruba group that have come on, and there are a lot of other Yoruba groups who come and say, shut up, people shouldn't wash your dirty linen in the public. I know the Yoruba Consultative Forum will come out soon and say, shut up, you guys. Who made you our leaders? Who made you to speak for the Yoruba region? Must you wash our dirty linen in the public? Don't you know the Jagaban is our brother? Why do you say this thing? Of course it's going to happen. So I think we should salute. I decided to bring up this situation here, this recent happening, this development to us, so that we can salute the courage of these people. Yes, they have come out, irrespective of who the president is, irrespective of who and what he represents. Even though he's from their region, they have come out to say, no, enough is enough. Mr. Bola Tinubu, enough is enough. If you didn't have any ideas of governments or how to rule this country, there was no need your coming and campaigning in the first instance. Mr. President, if you cannot make things work, honorable resign and go, so that the next person who has the acumen, the man ready to serve and not to enrich himself or self-aggrandize himself, can come in. There are a lot of, interested people who have what it takes, who have the requisite qualification, who have the interest of the people at heart, that can turn this country overnight. They have told him, Mr. President, so far so good. We have not seen anything to recommend you to any Nigeria. We are no longer proud of you. We have expected so much. We thought we could get it from you with your, so-called it's my turn philosophy. We thought you were coming, hitting the ground running, putting round pegs in round holes, square pegs in square pegs. We thought you would come and turn Nigeria overnight, when Nigerians were wallowing under perpetual hardship and difficulty. In the last administration of Muhammadu Buhari, we were looking forward with great expectations that come February 2023, that this election will produce a very big change for this country. We were thinking the 2023 elections will be an election of hope, election of great new beginnings. But what have we seen? You came in saying, Emilio Con, he said it was my turn, and you are going to win, and you won. Whether you won anyhow, we don't want to go about that. But you won. You have been given the chance. Prove your mettle. It is your turn. Now show your turn is good for Nigerians. But what have you done? Hardship, excessive hardship, never before experienced. Difficulties, insecurity, corruption at the highest level. Senators are overdoing themselves as if they are competing on who to aggrandize the highest money. Governors are piloting monies overseas, governors are claiming, I've built airport here, I've built this here, I've built a gigantic modern hospital here, all on paper, paid for but not seen. It's unfortunate. So, my dear people of Biafra, I think the Yoruba people have spoken. This Yoruba coalition have said their mind. Said, Mr. Tinubu, if you cannot perform, please resign. And then if you are not ready for that, we are announcing here and now that we are announcing another protest come October. And this protest this time will be a powerful one. It will be such that if you are not careful, it will do a lot of damage to this country. So beware, Mr. President. Either you change or you resign or you make the October protest inevitable. Yes, I'll just tell us here. Let's remember the not usual, mantra. If you make those who make a peaceful change impossible, makes violent change inevitable. At every point in time in life, there are opportunities, avoidable, uh, opportunities that are created to avoid what is very avoidable, to avoid negative consequences. This is the chance of this president. His own kit and kin have spoken. His own region has spoken. If it is not the Igbos calling now for his resignation, it is not the Biafra people telling him, go, you have not performed. It is his own people. And I think we should all, tap into this and tell Mr. President, please, the suffering of the masses is enough. The corruption in the land has gone beyond imagination. The insecurity and daily killings and kidnappings can no longer be endured. The food shortages, the hardship, food shortages, where farmers can no longer go to their farmlands, where food cannot get from rural areas now to urban areas. Should stop. Government must sit up. You must do something and be seen to be doing something. That is what Nigerians are telling this man, telling this president. His brothers have spoken, and I hope he's hearing it. I've highlighted this message so that he too will know it is now your brothers. It's no longer the people of Biafra who are telling you, do this, don't do that, you have not done this, and that is why this is like this. It is now your own brothers. So enough. They said a stitch in time saves 9. A stitch in time saves 9. This is the chance of this so-called Emilio Kong administration to use his tongue to count its teeth. Your brothers have spoken. Yeah, my dear people of Biafra, I thank you once again for this opportunity, to interact with me, listen to me. I always look forward to every interaction with you guys, ladies and gentlemen, because I know this is the way forward for our Biafra, our United States of Biafra. Yes, we are hoping very soon. We are already in the end of the month, as I said before, and we're looking forward to 2nd December 2024. And so I beg every one of us, all Biafrans, freedom-loving people, we have seen what the junta in Nigeria has done to Nigerians. People cannot feed. People cannot have decent water to drink. People cannot have shelter over their heads. Farmers cannot farm. People cannot go through their daily routine anymore because of insecurity, because of insurgents, because of kidnappers who are looking forward to causing them, harm and mayhem. Nigeria is, so to speak, a failed country, unfortunately. So we're looking towards the United States of Biafra. We should do all it takes, everything we can, both as individuals and as groups, to make sure we rally around our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, who is assiduously working towards the proclamation of the United States of Biafra come 2nd December 2024. All hands must be on deck. No lapses should be permitted because the odds favor us. The odds favor us. This is the time for Biafra. Everybody is feeling it. Their prophets, their primates are telling them regionalization is going to happen in Nigeria. There will be splits everywhere. We don't know where it will come from, but it's going to be. Nigerians will split. Their pastors have told them. Their prophets have told them. Their imams have told them. So it's not as if what Biafra is doing is, strange. These are things that even the gods are revealing to all manners of prophets and seers. So please, my dear Biafrans, fellow Biafrans, this is our chance. We don't belong to this government anymore. We know it cannot give us anything great. It cannot offer us anything good. If it could, we would have seen it. Our people have a local proverb that from the smell of mess, you can know the taste of shit. From the smell of fat, you can know the taste of shit. So, so far, so bad. We have not seen anything to recommend this government. But it doesn't concern us because our future, our mind does not belong to Nigeria anymore. We are Biafrans. We are thinking Biafrans. We are dreaming Biafra. We are drinking Biafra. We are preaching Biafra. Let's all look forward to 2nd December 2024, when our indefatigable Prime Minister, the man who has been endowed with all it takes to move Biafra to his promised land, will declare the United States of Biafra. Long live the United States of Biafra. Good luck and God bless every Biafran. Thank you and God bless you all.
Give me Biafra, give me your Duduwa, Superstars Media, freedom.
Check me out. Superstars Media. Lord Logan. But let me turn Lord Logan. And it's why Flora show 1914 amalgamation is what we dying for. 3 nations to 1 nation. Ever since annihilation, nepotism is nonsense. You and you clap your hands. Biafra gonna come, clap your hands. Biafra, Oduduwa, we're free now. Freedom is gonna come, we're free now. Yeah.